Capricorn, welcome to your reading. Hi, my name is Callie Lunt. I'm an intuitive channel, medium, and law of attraction expert, and I'm coming here to bring you your message. My point of focus is always on what do Capricorns need to hear so that they can get what their heart desires, not what you think you want, but what you actually want. So it's any blocks that need to be removed, anything new you need to bring in, new affirmations, psychology work. That's always the point of focus. If you're trying to manifest something, this is the reading for you. Um, I will let you know, Capricorn, you're going through a lot because you got a decent amount of major arcana cards in this read alone. It does kind of like this reading for however long it takes you. It is the completion of a karma lesson, and my definition of karma when I use it is it's what your soul came down to learn in this life lesson. Most of the time, it's a path of like learning like to love and be better in relationships because that's what source is non-physical. We come into the physical, and that's how do we interact with each other in the physical. So there's normally some sort of a lesson of love. Some paths you go on the lesson, like you're that Buddhist in the monastery, like learning to focus on source in you, building like that love connection. Sometimes it's how do I do self-love. Most of the time though, it's like how do I get better in relationship with people. So it just kind of looks like you're kind of coming at a head that you can no longer like force love. You can no longer try to write that like perfect manifestation list of here's what they need to have, here's what they need to be. You know, there are some people who manifest that way. I wrote everything I wanted down and I got it. The problem is if you have any resistance and if you get too specific, you always tailspin because you do have those other vibrations in there, like those old unhelpful ones, right? The resistance that is acting like a counterbalance weight. So if you just kind of let it go, I just know that who I'm with, I'm going to feel safe. Like speak general, I'm going to feel safe. Now you don't have as much resistance from your past in the way. So if you've been like working hard at manifesting something for a really long time and it hasn't been coming in, it's a huge indicator that you're going too specific. I'm going to feel safe. We're going to be laughing. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a different type of relationship that I've ever had because it's going to be the most enjoyable relationship. The adult time is going to be great. Okay, that card has a lot more to say to you, but let's kind of start going through them in the order that I typically read them in. And that is like your theme. Your theme for this read of like what you're going through is a quicken like it's funny, it's actually not a personal lesson, Capricorn, which is normally what my reads are. It's an expected quickening pace of enjoying life. So it's kind of like a big kind of because you got the karma card as your outcome. So these are your starting points. That's the income. It's you've been out of alignment for a while. Now you've been able to bring yourself back into alignment, even if there's been stuff going on that would have like thrown old you out of alignment. It's this big kind of whirlwind of getting back into alignment, getting back into enjoying life, rediscovering a new way to enjoy it. You know, when you're like 35 and younger, you enjoy life differently than when you're like 35 to, I think the next turning point is 60. I'm not there yet, so I can't coach you guys just from what I've observed. It's, you're switching from the youth. It's like that I'm doing this so that when I'm 30, 40, 50, I will be happy. I'm doing. I'm setting up my finances right. I'm hustling now so when I'm later, I can just relax type of a thing. But then when you get to like mid 35s, you have enough vibrational contrast happens that you're like, oh wait, I did all that and I'm not happy. And everyone, guys, I've talked to people who have gone I married the older, extremely wealthy guy. I have this 3-carat ring on my finger. Miserable. Here's my story. I got married. We had children. Here's where I'm miserable. I did the single thing. I did the bachelor thing. I did the traveling nomad thing. Everyone hits a point of like loneliness and the good old days. So just know that Capricorn, if you're reading this, you're navigating out of that. And the switch out of that is essentially a place of admitting I no longer get all of my life satisfaction out of doing and doing to be happy later. So there tends to be this switch to being. So people ask you, who are you? Oh, I'm a UC Berkeley student. I work at this company. I work at Google. I drive a Lexus. Doing. When you get here, it's about being like, oh, you know, like oh, I'm a little sad right now. Had some family pass, but I am like really feeling good about the connection to the friendships that I've had and built and realizing how deep some of them are. It tends to be a little more focused on the being aspect. And a lot of getting that zest back in life is like, what's that unlived life within you? What is the thing that when you were younger that you were like, you know, I'm going to focus on these things for now. I'll worry about that when I'm older. That's what you get to kick into your second third of life. Like, okay, I'm older now. I didn't take art in undergrad the first time around because I had to focus on like a career that would pay well, make my parents happy, blah, 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 blah. Now I get to explore art, whether it be a degree, whether it be a book you buy and just do it at home. Um, so just, I wanted to give you some tips because you're going to have a quickening of pace. That's this card, like quickening of pace. And like it's not destructive, but it's like an eruption, right? So it's a quickening of pace to enjoy life. And then you've got this followed by, I know it says death card, but this is the Fool card. This is just the artwork for this deck. So it's like a whole new you is going to be born, and you're going to get that like, I'm not so youthful optimism also tends to have that let's go for that next adventure. You know, like let's go experience life. I want to experience life. I want to get better. I want to grow. And then we have like that person wasn't worth loving. I gave too much to that workplace. They took advantage of me, so people tend to pull back. This is that reemergence into I'm willing to be the fool again. I'm willing to start out on an adventure knowing I'm naive, knowing I'm going to learn some things along the way. Some will be painful, some will be good. Authenticity is when you could fully embrace that there are high vibe emotions and low vibe emotions. All of them are normal. And it is okay to feel them all. It is okay if someone passes and you're able to not be in grief and just go into utter raw appreciation for them. That's in alignment. But it's also okay if you have moments where you're like, oh my God, I would call them right now and get out of alignment. It's okay. It's okay to feel that grief, to feel that sadness, disappointment. Eventually, you'll get to a point where you're like, okay, well, now I need someone new to go to for this. Um, so you're just going to have like this kind of complete reemergence where you're willing to like, I'm ready to enjoy life. What is me at this age going to enjoy it at? And I'm ready to like start that journey because it looks like you've made some serious peace with the past in your life. Oh, and that was your previous transformation you're going through, Capricorn. So you're done with that journey now. Just so you're done. Quit talking about it. You know, law of attraction. And when you talk about it, it's like, oh yeah, you must have known me when I was like all about work and I was, crazy thriving, crazy money. I was working all the time. Well, I had a wind down period where I focused a little bit more on, getting out there in nature, volunteering on farms, exploring different ways of living life. I've winded back up, but not to that extent. Do you see how you can like talk about it to let people know here's what happened without my family did this, which made me hate them for years. Like, it's like you've made peace with your past, which is what's allowing you to move forward. And so you've already crossed that. Don't reactivate that old vibe. And it looks like a lot of it is you begun the journey of re-embracing your spirituality, whatever that looks like for you, Capricorn. That's like the area. So that's not a big focus on the rest of the read, but part of that wrapping up and making peace with the past is that you did embrace that you're spiritual. And it can be sometimes when something like bad happens, you're like, how did my spirit guides not warn me? Why did I manifest something that bad? It can cause you to like lose faith in law of attraction and like lose trust in spirit guides. So you've just begun that journey of like reestablishing that strong connection with your spirituality, like fully embracing I am spiritual. And it's just be okay that that's going to be a little bit of a rebuilding process to get to the point to where you're at like a peaceful kind of content place with it. And it's, if you choose to make money off your spirituality, be content and okay. I do enjoy that it provides for me. Don't get too focused on the money aspect of it. You can make a lot of money with spirituality, but don't get too I told you the 20-year-old thing earlier where it was like I graduated UC Berkeley. I graduated UC Berkeley. I work at Apple. I work here. That's like ego. Because I work there, that means I'm good. There does tend to be an element of, people who work at Apple tend to be hard workers, tend to have an element of prestige vibration within them, tend to be like forward movement. So there is an element of prestige, there is an element of emotions that come with working at different places or different degrees. But I only work with celebrities versus, yeah, I love being a medium. And I love that celebrities feel like they can trust me because I know that, people with a lot of money sometimes can't trust people. And I love that I can be that like safe medium for them. You see how the focus is just a little bit different in that? It's like instead of leading with the money, oh, I make this much money, spirituality is there for real, right? It's just, yeah, I'm a law of attraction teacher. Oh, I don't know. I bought that car over there. Yeah, I do well for myself. I really love how much I can help people, the difference I make. It's like just keep the focus on your spirituality, why you like it, what you love about it, and why you like being able to share that with other people. Focus on the positive impact it makes on them. And that's what's going to help you get really passionate about your spirituality. You already got the life, being passionate for life and living life, and let's get out there, let's travel, let's go explore, let's go do new things. That's already on its way. But this is a journey that you like just started. Like you just kind of started sprinkled seeds on the ground. But if you can get to that stage, you'll be at all right, I like my spirituality, I like sharing it. Universe, how can we go a little bigger? Um, so, see, your affirmation work would be you don't want to get too specific, like I just discussed earlier in this video. Your affirmation work would be I'm falling back in love with my spirituality. I'm rediscovering what I love about it and like about it. I'm embracing the feeling of source flowing through me. And I'm beginning to enjoy that I'm starting to open up and allow myself to share it with some people who are sharing appreciation for what I do. Um, I really appreciated when the person told me I should keep going. My reads were really good. It was information that she just needed. I'm working with more people. Start general. I'm working with more people and I love it. Spirit's bringing just the right people to me for me to open up and love my spirituality and regain my full confidence. Like speak general. And it's okay if it's yeah, I'm rebuilding my confidence. I'm rebuilding my competency. As I'm rebuilding my trust, I can still earn money. Bring me the right people where it's so easy to read for them. Um, like just be okay that that's where you're at. Like be willing to take that little slice of humble pie and start there, you know? Okay, so where you're at right now in the current moment, you got the Ace of Trees. So that's an indication that like you are going to be a little bit focused on your money right now, Capricorn. And it does look like there's like a good positive trajectory for that. I can tell you a lot of that in terms of the pace at how quick it happens and the enjoyment of it and the like size large amount of it that you're going for. Some people are like 3,000, some people say 30,000, some people are like, no, I need 300,000 this next month. So whatever your number is, the more that you make peace with your spirituality and rebuild that, I don't say rebuild that relationship, repair that relationship. I am spiritual and something bad still happened to me. You know what? It really helped open my eyes to like understand life deeper. It helped me see things in a new way. It helped me see that spirituality isn't about just having that happy, happy, joy, joy, magic carpet ride because, like people crossing over is a part of life. Sure, if you're in perfect theoretical alignment, you'll be in appreciation for the relationship and you'll be in appreciation for the new relationship coming in. But I'm human, so like it's okay to feel sad that like my aunt can't be here at this trip or to feel sad that oh my, cousin and I aren't talking right now. I wish they could be here. It's the more that you can just like embrace that spirituality is not meant to like, you know, it's about embracing that you're living life with a spiritual connection. And the spiritual connection, like sometimes you're just going to get a bad deal, right? Do you want the car with flat tires or do you want the car um, that doesn't have heating or conditioning? Both choices suck, right? So it's not, I don't trust spirituality because both choices suck. It's okay, this is what I manifest at this current stage. What would I like to experience next time? And like when it comes to family, there might have been like a family rift. Okay, that's a different choice than the car. And let's say you're given two choices: fight the family for what you know is right for you, or let them do what they're going to do, knowing it's not good for you, but to try to keep the peace. Well, both of them, you would have felt guilt for you being the one to break up the family, and this one, you're feeling probably just bad that they did that to you. So both choices were going to lead to a bad feeling state. It's just which one did you want to navigate out of? And I know that when I had a similar choice like that, it just hit me like, oh, I knew I would be able to forgive them. I knew if I chose this path, they probably wouldn't be able to forgive me, even though that was the one that like was right. I knew they wouldn't be able to forgive me, and I still wanted them in my life. I knew I'd be able to forgive them. And then you just got to make peace. It happened. It's done. It's over. Peace. And then it's your like the segment of your journey that you're now on, Capricorn, is reestablishing your love of source, of spirit, of being a mystical go of, and not only like the spiritual side of it, but it's also like the optimism that you have for life, because you got the infinite path, which is like the ultimate optimism card. So because you may have come down to be super spiritual like me, do it for a living, but you also just may have come down to go, okay, what's my guidance? Okay, thank you. And then just optimistically live life. How are you so happy? I'm on my path. How do you know you're on your path? I just know. So it's embracing like your optimism and your eagerness and your zest for life too. Yeah, like you're really making peace with the fact that you know how to positively focus and you know how to be happy. And it's almost as if you've been holding down your windfalls of greatness, love, money, success because you didn't want like other people to be fighting or like tearing you down, but you're definitely at a place in life. Well, you're kind of tired of like being worried about money, Capricorn. So you're like, screw it. I just got to go forward and be successful. But you know how to protect yourself now. You know how to protect yourself now. You know how to be passionate about life. You know how to not blab everything out loud. I have 300,000 under my bed, or like anything like that. Like you know better now. Um, yeah, and it's really like making peace with the fact that you did come down to live a life that involved money, that involved success, and involved happiness, and your heart can go out to people who maybe didn't grow up with like the parents and the family, the vacations you grew up with, but it's just recognizing that everyone has a different path and like gosh, Capricorn, all I can say is they keep saying like completely burn down the past, be done with that chapter, you made peace with it. Be okay that you know how to be successful and that you came down to live and enjoy life differently than other people and you just gotta keep going. I feel like I can keep pulling cards on that. Once you do, love's coming in. Make complete peace with the fact and just lean into repairing your spirituality and repairing that you like being happy and optimistic and hopeful and be okay that you figured it out when maybe other people 35 and older haven't figured it out, or this really applies to any age. Um, Once you make peace with that, like that's when your love life is going to happen. And then going in the near future, you got the Three of Lotuses card. So you got the Eight of Lotuses, which is the beginning of like the hey, you're cute. Hey, you're cute. Ooh, like, what's going on with this connection? Um, in the near future, you got the Three of Lotuses. That's when you're like, all right, it's not just like you're cute. It's like I kind of like you. I kind of like you. All right, well, let's start going on some play dates. Um, Yeah, and I all I can tell you is he's gonna be a leader. You're not gonna fully understand his life. Um, but like be okay because he's got that part of his life managed that you're not gonna maybe you won't understand the work he does, maybe you won't fully understand the dynamics of his family, but it'll be kind of be a don't worry about my aunt and my brother. I know what they need and want. I don't ever expect you to like help with that. I've got that. Or I'll be like work. He just like he won't care like if you fully understand what he does for work or not. There's just so that it's kind of like you're gonna be like, wow, he's such a great man. He had so much to my life, and I get to like shine and be in my creativity, and he just like he gives me so much. And I'm like, well, how do I help with this problem in your life? He's gonna be like, I've got it. Don't worry. Hey, look, work is always going to be a little stressful for me Friday night. There's really nothing you could do about that. But I'd just be happy when I get home. It's kind of like being okay with that, Capricorn. It is definitely going to be a relationship where you can focus and like let your most creative side out. Like, look, there's just a dancer and she's being creative with like all the different colors, all the different some are going vertical, some are going horizontal. It's kind of like this person is just going to create a really strong base for you to like thrive off of. And then you got the Two of Lotuses. The Two of Lotuses is the cutesy love card, like the give me kisses. Let's hold hands and be romantic. So yeah, it will really be yeah, and you'll be at a stage where you can feel like it's almost as if you're going to open up to like your sensuality. Not a lot, but you're going to like feel your most beautiful coupled in an adult way where your sensuality is there. So you're not gonna be like the cute little girl or like the overly sexy vixen, but you're gonna like definitely like just feel like a woman where you're allowed to like flourish. It's gonna get you out of the cold. You're gonna be on your path. Gosh, so make peace with your spirituality so you can get to this good stuff, Capricorn. Like, come on, let's go. Make peace with it. Sorry, spirit guides. I know there was nothing you could do. Business, maybe it was your spiritual business. Spiritual business. I'm sorry I turned my back on you. I thought it was you that caused that trauma. It wasn't you. It was just like everyone has to go through transitions in life. I happen to be a spiritual business owner going through that transition. I'm sorry. I love you. Let's go help some people make some money. Like, just do it. Okay, in terms of your personal power this month, you got the Phoenix card, Capricorn. So, like the phoenix rising from the ashes, right? You got to let yourself be willing to be like reborn, essentially. You got to admit to yourself that you're tired of wasting energy. You're tired of living a distracted life. But if they didn't do that, I'd be happier right now instead of, okay, I'm never going to be satisfied with how that ended, how that went down. Right now, these are the new relationships within me. Let me love them. Let me nurture them. Let me take care of them. Um, yeah, because you're just let yourself be reborn. Otherwise, you're always going to waste energy. How could I have done it differently? Had I picked a different healing route, would I have been able to prevent that from happening? Is there something I could have shared with them to help them with their trauma so that didn't happen? That's just utter wasted energy. Your power is to like be the phoenix and be reborn. And if you could do that, you then got the magician card, the crow, the okay, I can create, let's go. And it's like being okay that you're creating something happier than maybe what your fantasy legacy like stopped off at that. But every generation is supposed to go more, you know? Okay, in terms of outside influences are, I'm gonna cry, this is so sweet. Outside influences are definitely like okay, you're ready to leave, like the nest baby bird, you know? Um, so that might look like if you're like, I think I want to move, that might look like some friends going, well, hey, if you give up your place and you're not ready to move yet, you can always stay here a bit till you figure it out. So like, don't worry about, so it's just like people are like, hey, like, we'll help you take your next step. What's your next step? Um, yeah, no one's trying to control you right now. People are just like really rooting for your happiness, Capricorn, and they're recognizing that like your love is worth defending and fighting for, and they recognize that your love is going to come from when you're happiest, your most emotional content self. um yeah, because everyone just want this is so that's the emotional contentment card. This is like the happy home, happy, they just like, we may not be able to see you as often as we see you, but if you go there and you see us once a year, we come visit you once a year, we know that when you're at your peak and your happiness, you're going to radiate even more love into our life. So they want you to like, they're like, go forth. They don't want you to, yeah, they don't want you in misery anymore. Okay, in terms of your hopes or fears for this month, um, well, it feels like a hope with a slight bit of fear. You got the romantic card. Oh, okay. So the fear part, okay, it is both. The hope is I want love and I don't just want to, okay, you're in my life, I'm in your life, let's go get dinner. Like you want the love, you want that magic, you want that spark. Um, but the fear part is, wait, I've been dreaming about the love of my life for forever now. I don't want to live in this like delusional state. Like I don't want to live in an optimism. He's coming. He's coming. It's like no. He's here. I'm kissing him. I'm with him. Yeah. Rest assured that journey is coming to an end, Capricorn. Yeah, you just don't want to live in that state of like, I've been hopeful. I've never pressured it. I've been gone with the flow. Yeah. Um, okay. So you got the feminine, the romantic card. You got the masculine, the composer card. So, like, don't worry about your love life. Just keep making peace with your spirituality. Yeah, your money. Yeah, Capricorn. Just keep going. Work. I'm allowing myself to be happier than other people. I'm allowing myself to enthusiastically embrace my life. I'm being okay if people use that as a reason to not to like blame me or be jealous, or I'm okay if I'm a source of inspiration for them to, I want that too. Focus on I'm reestablishing a beautiful relationship with my business. Business, show me what you need from me. Show me how you need to be run. Show me how you want to be created. Please keep in mind the things that you know I want to do in the next 2 5 years of my life for how you're run, structured, and set up. I still want time to go on runs, to do this, to do that. So let's come together in a way that works for both of us. Because it just looks like Capricorn, having run your business last time, that's like that segment's over, it wasn't run in a long-term sustainable way. You were in the I'm going to do this to then get that result, then I'll be happy. But now you're like, no, however I run it now, I need to be happy now. And that's that big old monologue I gave you in the beginning of the show, switching from doing to being. However I do my business now, I need to enjoy it. So you're like making peace with spirit. You're going to be in alignment. You're going to get divine downloads and keep going. For your outcome, we kind of tapped into this card a little bit earlier. You got the karma card, which means like you already had some completion cards, because check it out for the love one. Like this is the world card, which is the full completion of lessons. So you've got one, you finished like a minor arcana card kind of lesson on like how life works, that there sometimes is sadness and grief, and that's okay. You know, being a spiritual teacher and spiritual leader doesn't mean you're in alignment 100% of the time, because you are human. Sometimes things do shock you and take you off guard. Human life is about living those emotions. You've got a full cycle on your love life, so just get into enjoying life. Start doing some of those things like unlive. Like if you're like, oh, I just wanted to take art, go take that art class. That will bump you up. You'll get happy when you meet your person. Like, what's she so happy about? Like, oh, I was just working on my art piece. Oh no, I'm not ready to show, right? And so, but it looks like there's, I'm not getting much information on it. There's like a bigger overall, like bigger life lesson than even allowing love in Capricorn. That's like nearing the like the ending stages of it. Yeah, they're not giving me any clarity. They're giving me the choices card. So whatever it is, it's like it's you've already reawakened to like loving life again, getting that zest, and that all right, let's go experience life again. I'm ready to experience life. But this is whatever, when you finish this lesson, you're gonna have choices to make. And it is gonna be like a, you know, the shapeshifter. So the Seven of Lotus is the choice card. The shapeshifter is it's when you're at a fork in the road and you're like, okay, I could go this way. The NFL just drafted me, but I'll go play and I probably won't ever finish my degree. I have a year left. I could finish my degree. The NFL may not draft me next year. That's the shapeshifter kind of a choice. It's like, well, the choices card is a big choice like that. When you get a couple to the shapeshifter, it's like it's that fork in the road. I can become the NFL player that never finished their degree, or I can finish my degree and I may never become the NFL player. So like, what personality do you want to adopt? Knowing that sometimes if you pick the degree and the NFL doesn't draft you, or like you get hurt and injured and can't do it, sometimes you can't go back and make that choice. That's the shapeshifter card. Sometimes if you don't finish your degree, it's incredibly hard to go back and finish it. That is something, if you wanted to put your mind to, that you could do. Yeah, you are just, I can tell you though, whatever that bigger lesson you're going through, it is going to hit this like, oh my God, I can create anything. You're going to get to that ecstasy place where it's just like, I can create anything. Let's do this. I get it. There's going to be bumps on the roads, but I thoroughly want to enjoy this. Okay, any last little messages for Capricorn? No, embrace that you're wondering, you're starting your next journey, and the past is done. That chapter's done. You're on to the new lesson. All right, Capricorn, great reading. Don't forget, I go live Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m. Eastern Time, 8 a.m. Pacific Time. There was just daylight saving times in America. I'll also link in the comments to my free gifts if you want to meet your spirit guide, and I will link to a personal reading down below. Lots of love, and see you guys next time.